YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Knobs YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we back with another movie review. This time we got the brand new movie coming out on Hulu. No One Will Save You. I actually forgot that this was coming out today. I got a couple other shows that I'll be watching outside of this movie coming out, as far as The Shy and Power Book 4, and I think The Continental was supposed to be coming out today. But I seen that this was on, so I was like, let me go ahead and check this out. Very, very interesting new take on the alien invasion genre, I would say, or even alien invasion movies overall. But this, somewhere as far as the trailer would have gave it off as more so it would have came off as a horror film, and to me, it more so felt like a thriller outside of a horror film. We are introduced to this young lady named Brian. I think that's her name, Brian or Brian, and she's pretty much isolated. Like, she pretty much tries her best to stay away from everybody, and even with everybody, as far as some people in the town, it seems like they pretty much try their best to kind of implicate that they trying to stay away from her too. So it's a situation where she seems like she kind of dealing with some anxiety, and it's just a lot going on. And she pretty much stays to herself. She lives by herself. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if they implicated it early on, but I also know that she's dealing with a death. Um, Once we get through all of that, as far as getting our character development and pretty much getting to know who Bree is, we get our whole thing with the invasion. And this is where things start to kind of differ off as far as what we're normally used to, what I would feel like I'm normally used to. And even with films that we have recently glad, like I would say Nope, which I feel like kind of did something different. And I still consider Nope one of my favorites as far as a new take on alien invasion movies or whatever. But with this one, it definitely goes in a lot of different directions that I wasn't expecting. One thing I probably would say that it made me think about more than anything was probably A Quiet Place. And that was probably because we really do not have any dialogue in this movie. Like, I honestly was almost going to go back and see if this girl say anything. Did anybody talk? Like, I don't remember having almost to damn near no dialogue in this movie, especially once we get everything going as far as the aliens and that going as far as her in a situation where her trying to go up against them or whatever. We just get very, very intense moments with her. Basically, her somewhat just trying to hide, more so her just running. And that's another thing I really enjoyed about this, as far as them kind of going into a direction where we get these moments of standoffs, and she kind of gets to that mode too, where it's like, man, you know what? I'm tired. I want to fight. I'm tired of running. I'm tired of doing this in the third. But even with that, it's almost like this whole thing with, is there any hope? Can anything be done? And it definitely went into a direction where I was like, oh, okay, I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming either. Another thing I actually enjoyed too was somewhat of these parasites, I guess you would say, or somewhat of what the aliens were doing with the people that they was kind of possessing. And it kind of took me into thinking about aliens a little bit. And I'm not comparing aliens to this, but as far as the direction they went in and the way these things would kind of take over people, I was like, oh shit, no. And it was doing a lot with that. And that's parts I did enjoy, but definitely with her being the lead as far as Brian, I was definitely with her. Even without the dialogue, it didn't do nothing as far as taking me after the movie or anything. I was just in these moments with her. It was a lot of moments where I was just trying to hold my breath with her and just be quiet. But as far as the direction they do end up taking this in, especially towards the end, it definitely went into a place where I was not expecting. I was like, oh, okay, where are we going? I did not know they was going to do that. And I was almost a little confused on if I even understood, like, is this really happening, or is this some type of fantasy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking that it actually was, because once you see everything that's kind of going on, and once everything is kind of panning out, it's like, oh, nah, this is going on. And I think it's kind of what this character is kind of dealing with too, and kind of confronting certain things that she's had to deal with, because we kind of get certain things with her as far as somewhat of a backstory, and we kind of can implicate kind of what's going on, especially with the end. And that's why I say it might have got a little confusing, especially on my behalf, is trying to find out if things are really going on, or if they not, if you're dreaming, or if you're not. But if I'm not mistaken, I think this was actually what was happening. So I think it was a whole situation where it was like, yo, we just gonna deal with it like this. And the fact is, now I'm actually feeling like I can actually. It's hard to explain without giving nothing away. But what I will say is it definitely puts a kind of a spin on the whole alien invasion when it comes to movies or whatever. Like I said, the horror aspect, it was there. It was there somewhat, especially when we got to certain scenes with the people who got possessed and the people who getting took over. It did get to those kind of moments where it got into the horror feel, but it somewhat gave me more of a thriller feel. Because, like I said, we mainly are following this girl as far as bringing without no dialogue, and that's all we mostly are doing. But outside of that, man, I gotta say I did kind of enjoy myself leading up into these certain moments that we did get with her. That's what I will say. Like I said, it's definitely something you should go in. The trailer don't give nothing away. I will say the trailer don't give nothing away. So you should definitely go in without watching any reviews. Like I said, I didn't even know this was out, so I went ahead and just jumped in. I seen it wasn't too long, so I was like, let me go and check this out. And I ended up enjoying it. I did enjoy it. I don't know if I was all right with the execution. I'm still kind of iffy on that, but I mean, I respect the direction they went in as far as giving us something different. That's what I will say. I like kind of not knowing what was actually going to go down or what was actually going to happen. Other than that, man, let me know how y'all feel if y'all had a chance to check out No One Will Save You on Hulu. Like I said, Hulu was kind of keeping it consistent when it comes to these movies they doing as far as horror or alien invasion or whatever. And like I said, last year they did what they did with Prey and Hellraiser, so I enjoyed this. But y'all let me know how y'all feeling about this. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload new videos. Other than that, we out.